What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another what to buy on eBay video. I'm still a little under the weather, so you'll have to excuse my voice. I picked up a respiratory infection from my daughter. I'm making this video a little earlier in the week than I typically like to, so just bear with me if, this video usually comes out on Fridays, so if some of them have sold already, I apologize, but my work schedule for later this week is kind of tight. So I wanted to get one out there, and a lot of these are at auction, so I know that they'll still be available as of the release date for this video. And as always, make sure you vet the sellers, and in the video description, I will include eBay affiliate links. They help the channel. You can bid early on some auctions just to track it, and it'll give me credit for that item in the event that you decide to win it later on. So it really does help out the channel, and thanks for all of you that actually use those links. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me, and it does help out the channel. All right, so let's dig in, and I've got a pretty wide assortment here, and something that I don't usually do is include accessories just by themselves. But I think that for Last 17 figures in particular, oftentimes we're looking to complete our Last 17, and in this case, this is the Black Palace Blaster that goes with either Luke Endor or General Lando. And this seller is pretty well known on eBay, so I feel comfortable knowing that this is definitely not a repro item. This sells pretty regularly, a lot of vintage Star Wars stuff, and it's at auction, so I thought I'd include it. It ends Friday evening at 9:38 Eastern Time. So right now it's already at $100. There's 3 days and 6 hours left, but if you're looking for a Black Palace Blaster to either complete your Last 17 Luke Endor or your General Lando, there you go. And likewise, this seller also has a tough-to-find R2-D2 pop-up lightsaber. And we know how many fakes there are out there, and it's often hard to distinguish between a fake and a real. And it's listed as vintage original. Just maybe double-check the scans versus Imperial Gunnery online. But from my perspective, it looks absolutely like the correct lightsaber. And this one also ends Friday evening. So if you're looking for some of those hard-to-find Last 17 accessories, there are two auctions for those two, the Palace Blaster as well as R2-D2 pop-up lightsaber. Let's see, what else we got? All right, I wanted to include this one. We talked about this one in a recent Loose Complete video, and this is the famous orange cape squid head. And as you guys remember, this is just a degraded cape, all right? So don't go crazy on it, but if you like these kind of variant colors for the squid head cape, this is a nice uniform orange color. And the seller even did a nice job of showing the color versus what it looked like before. So there it is right there. It includes the correct weapon for a squid head. This is the made in Hong Kong version. And so, again, don't go crazy on it, but these oftentimes do sell for quite a bit of money. I've seen them sell for $150, $160 or more dollars. So it's at auction. It also ends Friday evening at 6:08. So it's gonna end pretty close to the release time for this video. So if you're into those kind of orange cape squids, again, it's just a degraded brown cape, but it's so uniform in color that a lot of people do collect those. So I thought I'd at least show it to you. And again, it ends Friday at 7:08 Eastern time. Or excuse me, 7:08 Eastern time on that one. So we've got a CAS 75 21 back B Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot. Beautiful example there. This is a punched example. The card got a 75, blister 85, figure 85 for an overall 75. Pretty nice looking example, and it's at auction. This one ends Saturday afternoon at 4:24 Eastern time. So, again, it's a 75, so hopefully that keeps the price down just a little bit. But it's already at $455. I would expect this one to probably sell, I don't know, maybe $650, $750, somewhere in that ballpark. In higher grades, these can easily command $1,000 sometimes. So hopefully you get a pretty good deal on that if you're looking for a 21 back Luke X-Wing. Very nice example, though. And again, that one ends Saturday at 4:24 Eastern time. Next up, we do have a blue Snags at auction. This one is at $410. It's got the older style case, but it is an AFA 80. This is the no dent in boot, and I've had questions, hey, which is more rare, the no dent or the dent? And, I actually asked Chris over at Rogue 5 Toys this because I didn't know myself, and he said, typically the no dent is a little harder to find, but it's not by much. Usually the toe dent, the one with the toe dent, is the more common of the two and is the one that appeared in like the Sears Cantina Adventure playset or whatever. But you know, some of these later release of the blue snags had no toe dent on it. So anyway, it sounds like the toe dent, the one with the toe dent, is the original. The no toe dent is the one that's kind of a modified. Maybe they put putty inside the mold, who knows, but it's not significantly more rare, so don't go crazy on it. But we know how expensive blue snags are, and this one is a nice looking example. It looks like it has maybe some very slight discoloration to the torso, which is common, and that's probably why it got the 80 grade. The boots are in fantastic condition. It's got a couple of little rubs on the heels there, as you can see. The front of the boots are really great. The buckle is really nice. Hardly any scratches to the hands, maybe one little tiny paint rub on the hands, but very, very nice example for blue snags, AFA 80. And again, that one ends Friday evening at 8:20 Eastern time. But it is the older style case. Maybe you sneak in there and get it for a decent deal, but you know, fairly high grade blue snags are commanding a lot of money even now, with a little bit of a kind of a downward trend in vintage collectibles. Next up, here's one, and I know this seller. It's a Patreon supporter of mine. He didn't ask me to include this in the video, so I want to get that out there. I just included it because I trust this seller. I've done transactions with him in the past, both buy and sell, and really great trusted seller. He also does have his own YouTube channel of the same name, Star Wars Daddy. So this is a beautiful AFA 75 plus archival case, Lily Letty Luke Skywalker Bespin, and this is the brown hair with the raised COO. So this is the most common for the Lily Letty made in Mexico Luke Bespins. There is a blonde hair that's a lot more difficult to find, and that one includes the DL44 blaster. That's the Returno variant. This is the Regresso variant. And I hope I got that order right. But this is the one I do have in my collection. But it's at auction, so I thought I'd include it. Again, he didn't ask me to include it, but you're dealing with a very professional seller here. And he's done over 8,000 transactions on eBay. So you can be assured that you're going to get the item in great shape. It's an AFA 75 plus. And again, the bid right now is at $105.50. I expect that one to go up dramatically before the end of the auction. It ends Sunday evening at 7:26 Eastern time. So very nice example there. Brand new case style, AFA 75 plus Lily Letty. Here is a neonum, and you would think that given how clear the blister is that this is a made in Mexico, but it's not. This is the made in Hong Kong version, 77 back A neonum, but it's a fairly clear blister. It maybe has a very slight yellowing to the top of the blister, but really great shape overall. It would probably eke out an 80. It does have a little crease coming off the hang tab there, but otherwise in really great shape. The blister's in great shape. I think that this would get an 80. It would be a 75, 80 or 85 for the blister, and an 85 for the figure for an overall 80. I think it would get the 75 because of that one little slight crease there that's barely there, but I think it would probably hold the score back just a little bit. But very nice on the back. You can see that the crease does not go through on the back at all. So it's a very faint crease, and I think that it has a very good chance at an 80 grade. But, you know, it's not clear, but I think it's close to clear. And that's very difficult to do for these US 77 back A's for neonum. Usually these are very yellow, horse pea yellow, as I like to call it. But this one's very nice and clear. And it's a buy it now situation for $150. And I'm really shocked it hasn't sold yet, to be honest with you. I think it's probably worth every penny of that. And I think it's deserving of that list price, $150, and it's $5 shipping. So, you know, just make sure to ask the seller to pack it really carefully. But that's a really nice example for the 77 back A neonum. Here's another one that's really nice. This is the King Gornish, and I sent this out to my Patreon supporters, I think, but nobody has pulled the trigger on it yet. This is a beautiful unpunched Kenner Canada version. It's heavily yellowed, but no cracks in the blister that I can tell. And the card back is in pretty immaculate condition. Blister looks nice and sealed, no cracks. And I think this would grade an 80 plus all day long. Beautiful example there for King Gornish. Unpunched Kenner Canada card back. Here's the back of it with the multi-language French card back. So this is listed for $165. Sears Cantina is the seller, and a pretty well-known seller on eBay. Over 3,000 transactions with a 99.8 positive feedback. So I feel pretty comfortable that you're going to get this in good shape. But that's a beautiful example, and I think it's worth $165. I mean, I've seen yellowed high grade, already graded examples sell for double or 2.5 times that price. So I think that's worth every penny of $165. Here are some comic books. I don't usually include mini comics, but I sent this off to my Patreons. One of them did sell, but this is Star Wars number 50, and this is the newsstand edition. So a little bit tougher to find this in the newsstand. You can see there. This is the first appearance of IG-88, the bounty hunter. And it's also the 50th anniversary kind of commemorative issue, giant size, 50th collector's issue, and it is the newsstand. And I think this price is worth it. It's listed for $200. One of them has sold. He still has one available. Brand new case style, freshly graded, and it's $17 shipping, and there's 16 watchers on this one. So I expect that second copy to sell, but that's it's got a minor secondary first appearance of IG-88, the bounty hunter, but you're really buying it because it's an awesome cover here. I mean, just a beautiful cover there with the heroes, and it is the harder to find newsstand. So great looking example there, $200. Here's another one at auction that if you can pick it up for at or close to that starting bid price of $99, I would jump on it. This is the Neil Adams variant cover for The Force Awakens adaptation #1. Great looking cover, and I've had these in past what to buy videos, and they usually sell for $100 to $150, so pretty wide range there, but they're starting it at the lower end of the price point for this book. It's just a great cover. It's the first appearance of Kylo Ren, obviously Rey, some of the other characters from The Force Awakens. And again, I know it's a sequel trilogy, not everybody's cup of tea, but for this cover, this is just an awesome cover of Kylo Ren, and it's also, again, from Neil Adams, who just recently passed away. So I think that for all the Force Awakens covers, this is the one to get because, Neil Adams stuff continues to heat up, especially some of his older stuff. I've shown a few that I've picked up on Instagram, and I just think that Neil Adams is one of those kind of artists that is always going to be, it's kind of like Stan Lee. It's just one of those artists that's always going to be recognized as one of the grandfathers of comics, and this is kind of one of his later works before he passed away, and I just think it's an awesome cover. It's got the first appearances. It's only $100. Pretty low risk proposition there. So that one ends Friday evening also at 8:17 Central. OneStop Comic Shop always has great stuff. Friend of the channel. He's got some more signed books that I wanted to show you, as well as some signed TVC, so stay tuned there for that. But this is a signed Ian McDermott, Hidden Empire #2. Great cover there, signed by the Emperor himself. CGC 9.8 Signature Series. Right now the bid is at $100. That one also ends Friday evening. He also has this Han Solo and Chewbacca issue 4. This is the variant edition, the Chris Sprouse kind of Choose Your Destiny variant edition. And this has got Ahsoka Tano on the cover, and it's signed by Ashley Eckstein, who obviously voiced Ahsoka Tano. CGC 9.8 Signature Series. This one's already at $127.50 in an auction, and that one also ends Friday evening. This is probably my favorite, quite honestly. This is the Sam Witwer Turkish edition with kind of a Clone Wars animated style Darth Maul. Just a killer cover. Absolutely killer cover. I love that cover. And, Sam Witwer voiced Darth Maul in the Clone Wars series, and it's just an awesome book. Again, CGC 9.8 Signature Series. That one's at $50.95. I think you can sneak in on this one and get it for a good deal. But I love that cover. I think that's a really good one. And again, that one ends Friday evening as well. One Stop Comic Shop does have some buy it nows for some signed, graded vintage collection. This is D. Bradley Baker, who voiced Echo, and this is a CAS 95 Signature Series. So 95, 95, 90 are the subscores on that one. And so that's a pretty awesome item. Now, it's listed for $300, but you can make an offer. And if you watch my vintage collection market update yesterday, he did sell another one where he did come off a little bit off the price. So you can make an offer if $300 is too high for you. But I think that's a beautiful example. CAS 95, hard to beat that. And it's signed by the voice actor for Echo. So pretty awesome item. And then he also has this one. This is signed by Spencer Wilding, who obviously played Vader in Rogue One. And this one is graded CAS 85. 80, 90, 95 are the subscores on that one, signed by Spencer Wilding. So another beauty. That one's listed for $250. Make an offer on that one as well. So trusted seller, friend of the channel. And again, he didn't ask me to cover these items. I'm covering them because I think he does really good stuff. And he's got great items for sale, either buy it now or an auction. So I just wanted to show them because he just, consistently always has really nice Star Wars collectibles. Next up, I've got some big boy items for those of you who've got some money to burn after maybe you got some money from Santa in your stocking. But this is an auction for a Toll Toys Vinyl Cape Jawa. And this is an AFA 60, so not high grade, but as you'd expect, most of the Toll Toys Jawas degrade. And this one's no exception. You can see how the figure has degraded somewhat. Not the greatest photos, but it is an AFA 60 Toll Toys Vinyl Cape Jawa. Right now, the bid is in Australian dollars at 1,110 Australian dollars, which is 755 US dollars. They do ship to the US, and this one ends Monday at 11:36 p.m. Central Time, so about 12:36 Eastern Time. So put your snipes in using snipe software. But that's a beauty if you're looking for a Vinyl Cape Toll Toys Jawa. There you go. That is a tough one to track down, and we've seen a couple of them that have sold in buy it now situations in kind of that $1,500 to $2,000 range. If not higher. I mean, I think I've seen some higher grade examples go for over $2,500. So I think an AFA 60 is probably worth in that $1,500, $1,800 range. That's just a guess. I don't know these very well at all, so I can't tell you what this is going to sell for. But if you got the money to burn, there you go. It's a tough variant to track down. Here is a CAS 80 Plus Sears 8-pack, Empire Strikes Back 8-pack. It's got Luke Bespin, 21B Medical Droid, FX7, Cloud Car Pilot, AT-AT Driver, AT-AT Commander, TIE Fighter Pilot, and then the Imperial Commander. And this is a tough-to-find 8-pack graded CAS 80 Plus. What a beauty. And this is a seller that is kind of, you know, sold some other high-end items like this on eBay. It's listed for $2,500, but you can make an offer. He's sold a couple of his other multi-packs like this that were graded by CAS, and he's come down $200 or $300 off the list price. So, you know, if you're into this kind of thing, this is a very rare multi-pack to get, but obviously a big item, so you better have the shelf space for that one. Pretty cool looking item though, and it's listed for $2,500, make an offer. And then here's another one that got listed recently. It's already got 29 watchers on it, but this is a pretty amazing item. This is the Empire Strikes Back electronic laser rifle with the store mailer sleeve, graded AFA 75 plus. And here's the back, and look at that back of the art on that. The back of the box has got incredible art. I love that. First time I've ever really kind of noticed it, to be honest with you, but it's got the vehicles, it's got the die cast, it's got the figures, some other vehicles and play sets. I mean, this is an incredible item, graded AFA 75 plus, and the store mailer box is included inside it. And I did receive an offer from the seller, as you can see up here, for $3,200. And right now it's listed for $3,500, make an offer. But again, there's 29 watchers on it, so I expect this thing to probably sell. But, you know, again, make an offer using my eBay affiliate links and it'll help out the channel. But I already know he'll take $3,200 for it. So see what he'll do on it. But Galactic Mania has been on eBay for quite a while and has sold high-end collectibles, both AFA and CAS graded, pretty regularly. But that's a beauty. That's a really cool item. I'm just in love with the back of the box art. Very, very cool item, and certainly a unique item. I can't imagine there are many of these on the population report. So again, AFA 75 plus on that one. Make an offer, $3,500 on that one. Anyway, I've got price points all over the map for you. Everything from, you know, loose accessories all the way to graded comics and some autographed items. So hopefully you found something that floats your boat. And don't forget to use the eBay affiliate links in the video description to help out the channel. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll be back soon.